After defeating the Carolina Panthers today, the Denver Broncos could now be in line to do business with the Carolina Panthers. But before we talk about that, guys, I want to thank the affiliate partner for today's video, Green Gridiron Helmets. Use code DENSYN, DENSYN, link in the description down below to save off your first purchase on authentic NFL team helmets. Any size from just little desk trinkets to full-blown authentic replica helmets. So use code DENSYN, link in the description down below. Thank you so much to Green Gridiron, and now back to your regularly scheduled programming. The Broncos still are looking for additional production from their wide receiving core. Josh Reynolds is still probably going to be out for a while as he recovers from his fractured finger and his injuries that he suffered in his very scary shooting. And today we saw both Courtland Sutton and Little Jordan Humphrey with fumbles, and we saw both Marvin Mims and Troy Franklin with bad drops. Sean Payton was not pleased about the production from the Broncos receiving core, and he told Dave Logan on KOA radio after the game that these guys are going to have to produce or the Broncos could potentially be looking elsewhere for wide receivers. And one area that they could look is Carolina. I actually think that Diontae Johnson, who's kind of the de facto wide receiver one in Carolina right now, could be a very intriguing option for the Denver Broncos for multiple reasons. He's young. He's only 28 years old. That's still quite young. He's cheap. He's only going to cost $3.5 million this year, and it would just be a one-year rental since he's a free agent at the end of the year. It probably wouldn't cost a whole lot of draft capital. The Broncos could get Johnson for probably a conditional 6th-round pick that could maybe become a 5th, depending on playing time and other certain incentives. And I think that he could really fill a void here in this receiving core that's looking for another playmaker outside of Courtland Sutton. Devon Vele had a couple of nice catches today. We saw the Broncos finally have some production out of their tight end room. Adam Troutman looked really good today. Nate Atkins caught a touchdown. That was really nice to see, but I still think the Broncos need to add another piece here as they look to make a playoff push, currently sitting at 5-3. If the season ended today, the Broncos would be the number 5 seed. They would have the top wild card slot in the NFL. The Broncos need to make a move, and I think Johnson makes a whole lot of sense now that the Panthers are sitting at 1-7. You're not going to go anywhere at this point in time. Might as well flip whatever assets you can in order to accumulate draft capital heading into your rebuild, and I think Diontae Johnson would be a prime candidate. Adam Schefter talked about him in some of his content that he put out over the past week, and they also talked about Christian Kirk from the Jacksonville Jaguars, but unfortunately, Kirk fractured his collarbone today against Green Bay, and he's now out for the season. That really sucks for him. Johnson sat out today's game against Denver with a rib injury. I'm wondering if this rib injury is almost like Devontae Adams' hamstring injury, where they just sat him in order to make sure that he stayed healthy to keep his trade value as high as it could be. So I think that could be a very realistic scenario here, that they're just trying to preserve Diontae Johnson's health ahead of a potential trade, and Denver would make a lot of sense for me. All right, Broncos country, let me know in the comment section below. Do you think the Broncos should go out and trade for Diontae Johnson after defeating the Panthers today? Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well, subscribe, and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support, helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. And until next time, guys, I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.